there still has some, kind of window to tumble away from. I'm kind of afraid of how BIGETRON Esports is going to deal with this Vayne. They might not have the tools necessary to kind of lock her down.
Now, we're jumping into the Rift wherein everything can be on the line for both Amihan Esports and BIGETRON Esports. But considering that you have a Gragas mid lane, we have Karlll going in for the early rotations into the mid lane as well to go for sort of the fast clear that enables Karlll to then go for the Baron lane to then clear out that wave. Because if you consider it, mid lane is typically where the minion wave comes in sooner into the riverside, comes into the mid side of the mid lane, and that just enables Camille or Karlll to just clear that out to then go for the Baron lane and still have his wave up.
Now, we should note that Mitsura, with the early push, was able to put a ward down on the enemy blue buff, so they will know if control moves up. He's still doing a full Infinity. We're starting to see why they prioritized this Twisted Fate so early in the draft. He's really picked up the Boots of Lucidity. They're moving over onto this Mountain Dragon. All 5 members from BIGETRON Esports are grouped up. It's going to be a party in this pit, and they should be able to secure this with Control Smite. Currently available, and there you go. That is going to be the first dragon of the game going to BIGETRON Esports. Now they're grouping up for this dragon tier 1, and they should be able to get it with the Tristana as well.
Yeah, and we have a counter swap lane. We have a counter 4-man roam for Amihan Esports as well, taking the tier 1 turret into the Baron lane. It's the same way how BIGETRON got the Tower First Blood into the bot lane, but the difference maker here is more gold for BTR.
Hold on, flag and drag up. He's gonna have to use the hook shot to get out. They really didn't commit much for that kill, and at the end, Karlll is still gonna have to use his flash to get out.
Not the best thing in the world, and now it's Mitsura having to sort of wait for the wave to be cleared down.
Explosive cast being used. The body slam knocks him back in. Control's gonna be able to flag and drag away from the enemy attention. So for the most part, he's gonna survive. But a flash in, Mitsura should be able to get him into the GA kind of revive with the barrel down. Meanwhile, the push from Amihan Esports was there for the Dragon Tier 1, and they will pick that one up while rotating across to the bottom half of the map.
Yeah, and I want to put a quick point onto the GA. Typically, when a jungler puts the GA first item, this enables your team to go for a very aggressive type of setup. And that is what BTR did. They have the Master Dragon for their team as well to utilize when it comes to extra survivability. And Nuts have 2.5 seconds stun. Control has the Cataclysm to bring down Amihan Esports. So I think Amihan Esports needs to think, we need to have the priority in an engagement to win those fights.
Oh, look at this. They drop the Herald. It gets a charge off, and the explosive cast comes out to disengage. Now the focus is on Control, who's going to be able to get out. They expanded the explosive cast for that fight, whereas BIGETRON Esports, they still have all their ultimates up. They're going to be moving over to this Cloud Dragon and getting the priority, so it's falling very low already. It seems as though Amihan Esports, they're not looking to contest this objective. The second consecutive dragon now goes the way of BIGETRON Esports.
Yeah. And with those goals that BIGETRON Esports is filling in, you already have Infinity Edge and Static Shift for Tristana. And now mid lane...
Cataclysm in, actually catches one member only on the back end. Here comes your Hextech Ultimatum, but it might just be too little too late. Control dies for his efforts there after diving in. And now BIGETRON Esports playing the pull and push. A flash in actually doesn't really get anything there. A bit of a wasted summoner spell. As we see the greed on the side of BIGETRON Esports. They were trying to go for more, but they weren't all on the same page. Falp1 and Nuts used their flash to no avail.
Yeah, but even though if Control died in that fight, that is just how BIGETRON Esports traded that for the turret into the mid lane. Because the Rift Herald wasn't really able to bring it down, and now they opened up the jungle for Amihan Esports. Already has a dominance onto the riverbed, and Amihan Esports doesn't have any vision towards it. If you're looking at the map, it's pretty much clear as clear for Amihan Esports. They don't see anything.
Look at this, they pop the Redemption now, dragging down to 4K, flag and drag into the backline. It's gonna be the Cataclysm locking up too, and the power on comes in. Explosive cast to reset the fight. The Cyclone in the backline. This is disastrous for BIGETRON Esports. They could still turn this one around, but they have to find the angle. Now jumping in is gonna be the Camus, and now Amihan Esports looking to clean up this fight. They're looking for the next one, and now the ace is gonna come in. A triple kill for Karlll, and a full ace and wipe for Amihan Esports.
Late game composition on the way. Amihan Esports is bringing it back for the teammates. And now, that is what we're saying. Amihan Esports needs to wait for their late game power spike to bring it back. And they just did that in terms of the matchup. BRK, Static Shiv, and Evil Vayne to go for those consistent damage output with a sliver of a burst damage potential. And if you're looking at it, rapid fire cannon for Dewa, not gonna be available. He went for the BRK instead because you have the wild growth that gives you extra sustainability. Is just so hard to deal with, and Camille and Gragas as well at the same time. So utilizing, I think, BRK would be much better for Tristana to go for that consistent output of damage, that attack speed, and that lifesteal enables you to go for more of the prolonged fights.
It feels like in that last fight, BIGETRON Esports did not respect the Cyclone, they did not respect the Hextech Ultimatum, the way these kind of utility ultimates can split the fight up. Even the explosive cast was crucial in separating members of BIGETRON Esports. Now, Amihan, they are slightly behind in gold, but we saw the power of this composition as it begins to scale up. 14.5 minutes in, they managed to pick up the Ocean Dragon earlier. Now it's going to be the Baron. All eyes towards the big purple worm as the objective. Clearing out the wards first. Already having the Scuttle Crab in possession. They're setting up this Death Brush. No vision whatsoever. Control is going to throw down the Demacian Standard for some vision and spot out members of Amihan Esports there.
But they're just still waiting. Amihan Esports is thinking, you know what? We're still not onto the big lead. Yes, we have the Team Ace. Yes, we have the Ocean Dragon. But the gold still says otherwise. We are at a gold deficit. We still need to respect how BTR Esports has built their draft as we look into mid lane.
Redemption coming down, tags a couple members of BIGETRON Esports. Is not the most as the explosive cast splits this. What a flank coming in, and the Cyclone immediately tears apart Dewa, and now there's no damage for BIGETRON Esports. They have to turn tail and run. They have to flee the scene. There's nothing much they can do here. Running from back to front, it's gonna be Demon getting the kills, a triple already. Now looking for the quadra. He's on a rampage, and ladies and gentlemen, a quadra kill for Demon and an ace for Amihan Esports back to back.
Karlll, you sneaky champion, going into the backside, going in for the support onto the flank of Mitsura. And that was amazing. That delayed how BIGETRON Esports wants to go back. And they're looking to finish the game into the mid lane, gets the inhibitor turn.
Inhibitor's down. There's still a couple of moments left before members of BIGETRON Esports spawn up, and still the wave is coming in. The flash away from Karlll to stay healthy is down to 1,000, 8,005. I don't think BIGETRON is going to be able to defend this. And ladies and gentlemen, Amihan Esports with a 2-0.